Good morning, traders. How's everybody doing here today? Excuse me. Got a little bit of a different camera setup. Actually been wanting to use this. Oh, one second. Let me do that. Yeah. Been wanting to use this camera and just for some reason thought of the other day. It's actually a GoPro and I was usually shooting on a DSLR. So I decided to use this and give it a go and it seems to be working all right. So I figured I'd rock and roll with it. Good morning, guys. Yeah, I like this angle too, but it's kind of weird. When I'm streaming with this or doing videos with the GoPro, I use the 4K setting and then like 15 minutes in, the GoPro will randomly change its own setting and go to like a different shot. I don't know why. I haven't figured out why it does that. So you'll probably notice it throughout the stream. It'll go from a wide shot to a close shot so that you guys can see the mustache even better. Sound good? All right, let's get into it. So kind of a busy morning here. Got a lot of stuff. To really take a look at, right? Good morning from Texas. What's going on? Cold signals. So I'm going to start here with the two big names. Just going to give you guys a walkthrough on how I feel about it. So this is STMP. You guys are aware of this stock. It was on the watch list. Or wait, I wasn't on Friday. That's right. But I was watching this Friday, and you guys can see it had a super aggressive gap down. So I am watching STMP for a buy at some point. I just don't think it's going to be today necessarily. So keeping an eye on STMP, all right? I'm going to be watching STMP for a continuation to the downside, so a continuation short, right? That's what we'll definitely be looking at is a short play here on STMP. So again, just looking at the daily chart, it had a really, really bad day on Friday. And then once it opened, market open, it really didn't trade super aggressive. It kind of just sold off a little bit, and then it just kind of hung out sideways and then dropped a little bit more. So you're going to be watching this for continuation down. If you were to pull up a 3-year chart, you will see that we got all the way down to 80, and down in the 60 spot will be the 3-year low. Down towards $68, $70 would be the 3-year low. And personally, I think it has the opportunity to get there. So going to be watching and following STMP short today. As long as the volume stays up, I think today could be a good day to watch it short. Unless it pushes up out of the gates and then gives us some type of bullish movement, then of course I'll be watching it long bias. But until then, I'll be following it short. Right now, the pre-market high is at about $84. So hopefully this will kind of bounce back up once the market opens and then give us an area to short into right around that 85 level. But there's really not much more to it, guys. This is a stock that dumped out like crazy on Friday. Okay, that was a drop Friday. Consolidated a little bit, looking for continuation down, maybe towards $60 to $69, $70. Okay. Elite's program is coming very well. Still not going to be ready by the time I want it to. There's just too much going on. And I got to head out to Colorado next week. But, so by the way, guys, I may or may not be on quite a few times next week because I'll be out in Colorado. And I don't know how the living situation and Wi-Fi is going to be working. So I may or may not be on a few days out of the week next week, but we'll see. So STMP probably going to follow short. Same thing here with KHC. Heinz dropped out pretty aggressive on Friday as well. Opened up, had a little bit of a sell-off, but for the most part kind of consolidated for majority of the day to the side. Going to be following this short as well today unless it shows otherwise. So right now, going to be following Heinz short bias. If you pull up the yearly chart, it's at a 52-week low. And so there really is no previous support that it's going to be running into. So looking for continuation down, what I want to see is Heinz pop back up into the 35 level towards the closing price or the after hour level here from Friday. So looking for a move kind of back up towards the 35 level and then a short move into Heinz for the day. So kind of following Heinz short as well. Those are the two big main ones, like big price, big massive down dropping stocks I wanted to cover. Now we'll touch on Ttnp because I know the whole world and their mom is probably watching this one, Ttnp. So Ttnp is up pretty big here pre-market. Again, I'm not a fan when stocks run up pre-market like this. The more they run like this pre-market, the less likely they are to run out of the gates or have a good day. So it doesn't mean that it won't. I just don't like it the more it goes up pre-market. I know a few of you guys have already traded Ttnp here today and probably did a great job. So fantastic for making some money already today. That's always a thumbs up. So you're going to follow Ttnp closely. If you look at the yearly chart, it does have potential. The potential here is It's got gap fill potential up to $8. It has 50 moving average resistance at $5, give or take a few pennies. So if TTNP wants to turn into a runner, guys, if TTNP wants to become a runner, it will have a 50 moving average resistance right at about $5, and then it will also have gap fill resistance at $8. All right, so those are the two major resistance spots that TTNP could hit if it turned into a big runner. Will it turn into a big runner? I don't know. I don't have the magical crystal ball, but if it does, fantastic. What I would look for on the intraday time frame, if you're looking at like an entry or something, you really just want to pay attention to the breakout levels or the support levels. So you got a breakout and support level at 230. You have a previous high point here at 217. You have a dip down here at 192. But if it dipped all the way to 192, it probably wouldn't be a good long. It'd be a reversal play, bounce type of play. So ideally, this is acting like a good long trading stock because every time it pushes up and pulls back, it breaks out, it tests the previous high breakout, pushes up, breaks out, and it's probably going to come back down to this 240s level to test the 240. So it's acting like a good long bias trading stock. But the fact that it's up so much pre-market, I would probably hold off buying it right out of the gates, let it maybe pull back, let it push up, then pull back. Probably give this thing, 5-10 minutes before trading it. You'll probably do much better on this today. Okay. Yeah, big news. Yeah, there's like a partnership with Walgreens or something like that. If you read the news, TTNP had some type of partnership with Walgreens or something like that. So, of course, always make sure to read the news so you kind of know what's going on. Yeah, absolutely. There was some pretty big news. Yeah, Davey baby, Igcc has been getting pumped recently by pumpers. So if you're not familiar, Igcc was the actual stock ticker before it became Igcc. So what happened was during the marijuana initial hype, Igcc caught on that hype train, but nonetheless is a completely bullshit company and basically got exposed and then was delisted from the major exchanges and then became a stock in the OTC market under the new ticker Igcc. And Igcc is starting to pick up in terms of hype. I have noticed some people pumping the stock as well. So just some context on that stock for you, just so you know what you're involved with. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. So we're going to go to the next one. We did TTNP. We did Heinz. NIO. NIO. Has anybody, I know some people will know this. You guys remember a couple months back, some people would ask me about NIO, and I said specifically, I'm not interested in NIO until it gets over what? Until it gets over that $8 resistance. So we're going to be following NIO long today. It is finally breaking over this 852 resistance. So this could definitely be a good long bias stock in the day. And as I said a long time ago, everyone's like, what do you think about NIO? What do you think about NIO? I said, I do not care about NIO until it gets over this 820, 850s mark. It's now over the 850s mark. I'm talking about it. I want to watch it. It looks really good. I'm just hoping that somehow, someday, some way, this turns into a good trader on the day, and then it performs pretty well, right? So keeping an eye on NIO today. It's over that 825, 850 resistance. But I will say this. NIO is notorious for pulling back, even at like good levels, right? Like this one here, as soon as it got to this breakout, it crashed. And so it has struggled this whole 825 levels before, but it wasn't breaking out before. So the difference between then and now is the stock is actually broken out. It's actually gotten over the resistance successfully. So I think it's a good idea to watch it long, for sure. Definitely. So thumbs up on NIO. We're going to be watching NIO long today. Hello, guys. All right, so that's NIO. I knew there was something else I wanted to talk about. 1 second. GE. That was it, GE. Not that I'm like crazy about GE, but if you're not familiar, GE went through like a massive spike today pre-market, right? Big move. So this might be something you want to pay attention to. I never trade GE. It's just not a stock I like to trade. Maybe a little bit stuck in my ways, sure, but it's just something I don't typically trade. Now, just because I don't trade it doesn't mean that it's not a good stock. It's just not something I like to mess around with. But it did go from $10 to $12 a day. Big move for GE, big volatility on the stock for GE. This might be something you guys like. Personally, considering it's up to 1206, ideally this would be the way that work. If it was at 1206 or stayed at its highs, it would have been a good short. Now that it's already kind of dropped down, really just kind of want to let it do its thing and hopefully set up for you on the day. But I would be more concerned with, let's see, if it drops pre-market. And that's the thing, is it's really not in a good spot, right? It went up and now it's pulled back, and it's kind of just in the middle of the previous high break here on the day and the previous high. So it's kind of like right in the middle of price action, which I'm not crazy about. This means we'll probably have some sort of bounce and then a lower high, and it will probably start coming into starting like a consolidation type trade soon. Dude, I love the stash myself. Stash has changed my life. Yep, that's exactly the news. Duster McDouble, of course, it is improving every single day. Why would it not? You got to eat healthy and it'll improve. Exactly, yes, sir. So those are all the main stocks that I want to talk about today, guys. One more that I guess I'll mention is Roku. So, the whole world and their mom and their dad and their sister and their cousin is on the bandwagon long on Roku for sure. And I don't blame them because it's been trading very well. But what we do know is the whole world is on the train of Roku long. So if everybody is thinking long, that means it's probably going to go short here soon. So I'm going to be following Roku short, not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple days. Kind of need the dust to settle after this big earnings report win and run up. But I think we could be looking at a good short plan Roku, so just keep that in the back of your head over the next couple days to weeks that you might be wanting to look at Roku for a short play. We went over STMP, KHC, GE, NIO, Ttnp, and Roku. Alrighty. So those are all the stocks that I was interested in today. Now, would I be able to trade them all? No, it's not going to happen. But those are all the ones I looked at. I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. That looks good. That looks good. So, quite a few things. First day trading with real money. My advice to you is wait at least 10, 15, 30 minutes before you take a position, as you can let the market settle down and get a better read for it. Make sure the stock you're trading has high volume. If the stock has spiked, don't buy it. If it looks like it's spiking, don't get FOMO. Do not buy it. Only try and buy on a pullback. Try and do not fall victim of buying the stock as it's actually going up, unless you know what you're doing, and that would usually be like a scalp trader quick in and out. So just be patient. Wait 15, 30 minutes before you take your trade. Make sure to map out all your potential resistance and support lines. When you're buying, make sure it's relevant to a support level and not just some random buy and you're falling into hype, okay? If you do that, you'll probably have a okay day. Okay, so just try and keep it simple. Watch maybe one or two stocks. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get over crazy with it. Just keep it simple. Wait 10, 15, 30 minutes to trade. Size accordingly. Okay, you're here to trade tomorrow. You're here to trade the next day and the next day and the next day and for the rest of your life. So you don't have to become a millionaire today. You don't have to make $5,000 a day. All you got to do is make a green trade or a small losing trade. Come back tomorrow. Okay. Can I comment on day trading to some is a dirty word? I really don't understand maybe the context of that question. So it's not necessarily you use the indicator for plays. That indicator we made the video about. Oh, and by the way, so everybody knows and you guys are clear, not trying to steal anybody's idea. Some guy in our private chat room said, hey, I've kind of built on this indicator. So I took a look at it, and yes, it was an indicator that he threw some tweaks in. And if you go look on the internet, Again, I guess it appears that there's already been an indicator that's very similar, if not identical, to the one that I made the YouTube video about. So to the gentleman that coded that custom volume strength scan, kudos to you. Thank you very much. We appreciate your service. Our private member tweaked it a little bit, and we've made a YouTube video about it because we know we have reached to tons of traders. So if it is a great indicator, which we believe it is, we are proud to be able to give that to thousands of people so they can use it. And we're not trying to steal anybody's idea. Thank you. By the way, we will have a high-a-day momentum scanner one coming up. I think we already have it made, but we're just trying to test out a few little things and maybe tweak it a little bit more. But we will have a high-a-day custom momentum scanner for Thinkorswim, because many of you guys know if you want to get a high-a-day scanner, you're usually going to have to pay money for it. Someone like Trade Ideas, I don't know any other one, to be honest. Some like Trade Ideas or whatever. And usually it costs a couple $100 a month. So a lot of people, just starting out can't afford it. So we do have one that we believe is going to be pretty comparable. Of course, not as good because it still misses some features, but should have that one out pretty soon, or that video out for you guys pretty soon here. Joe, it shouldn't be. We've had hundreds of people download it, so I'm going to say it's probably just maybe an issue you might be running into on your end. Ishimoku Cloud, how I feel about it. Ishimoku Cloud is great if you like that style of trading. I could actually do a video. I used to trade Ishimoku a long time ago, or at least play with it a little bit. So I would be a little rusty on the topic, but I could probably study it up for a day or so, then come right back into it. But Ishimoku Cloud, it's a pretty interesting concept in like study or indicator of trading. If I could, to give you guys maybe a little bit of a brief background on it, Ishimoku, the general concept of it is to take previous price action. It's been a long time since I studied this one. Ishimoku takes previous price action, I don't think it's average true range, but it's generally previous price action and like a couple moving averages and the average movement or something like that. And it helps to project where it thinks future support or resistance will be. So what it does, it takes previous data or past data into its algorithm or equation, and then it's able to plot potential future areas of support and resistance. And based on the actual Ishimoku, or based on the actual cloud itself, the thicker the cloud, then supposed to represent the bigger the resistance or the support. And then in between there, you're going to see multiple lines. There's actually 4 lines. The Taken span, like Tenku, Seiku, Senkin, bunch of crazy names I can't even pronounce. But there's 4 moving averages there, and one of them is supposed to be short-term, long-term, and then there's a couple other I've actually forgot. So I would have to study it. I could make a video on it. Maybe I will. If you want me to, just let me know, and I'll probably make a video of it. Elliott Wave, I never really studied Elliott Wave. I understand it, but I've never studied it enough personally. How do you place a limit order in the active trader? Just like this. Ready? I'm going to do it. This is how you do it. Ready? Ready? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You ready? Boom. That's all you do. And now you're in. Boom. Limit order, limit order, limit order. Right here. Limit order. That's all you got. All you do is click the active trader window and buy wherever you want to buy. I hope for some huge gains. I got to go to Colorado, and I just added up some monthly expenses this month, and it was just disgusting how much money I spent over the past month on business-related expenses, personal expenses. It was disgusting. It really hurt the soul when I look back at the numbers. So yeah, I'm hoping for a green day, brother. I appreciate that. What time is it? It's 8:54. I'm gonna have to get going here. I gotta get back to the private group, but we'll definitely be on. Try and get a recap video out for you guys today. The high-a-day scanner video or whatnot should be out pretty soon. Don't worry, you guys will know about when you get there. I'll look into the Ishimoku cloud again, probably study it up a little bit more so I get a refresher on that topic, and then I'll put it out there. I don't personally trade Ishimoku. Some people love it and just like die for Ishimoku. Other people just go solely, you know, there's so many different styles of trading, guys. People go solely based on price action. Some people love moving averages. Some people like Fibonacci trading. Some people like the Ichimoku cloud trading. Some people only trade penny stocks. Some people only trade large cap. I mean, the style and the wide array of styles is so big that you will never do them all, right? But I, as a trader, my kind of style of trading, I think, is far different. I don't want to say far. It's really not far different. I just say the way my mind works might be a little bit different than most. And this is something my old manager told me when I was working at a flooring place. And he's like, Connor, he's like, dude, you ask so many he literally said you ask so many questions and it's okay. But he's like, you just want to know just every little thing about every little thing. And it's not that I need to know that information. It's just my brain, the way it works is I need to be able to fit every single little piece together so that I can that I'm able to fully understand everything, right? Like, even if I never short sell a stock, right? Even if I didn't want to short sell a stock, right? If I didn't like shorting and I was just a long bias trader, right? You don't need to know how to short a stock to be a long bias trader, right? But long bias trading is helped dramatically because of short selling. So if I don't know what short selling is, how it works, why it works, what it does, when it happens, things like that, then I will just be that much worse of a long bias trader because I need short sellers in some situations to create great long plays. And if I don't know what game they play, then I can't take advantage of that, right? Same thing with Ichimoku. If I know how people trade Ichimoku, then I might be able to say, hey, I know Ichimoku traders are in these areas, right? Like, so that's just it. You want to understand all the moving parts and the pieces so you can plug it together to paint the picture, right? That's just it. It's like trying to make a puzzle without all the pieces. It's just not going to work, right? You'll be able to get majority of the picture and you can look at the picture, but you're always going to be wondering what's supposed to go there. Why, and that's the way my brain works. So I usually know a pretty vast amount of information about everything, but I don't use all of it every single day. And I still have much to learn. I still don't know everything. And I'll probably never know everything about trading, but I really like to know a lot of data when it comes down to it. All right. Well, with that being said, guys, I got to get back to the private group here. So everybody have a great day. Hope you guys like that live stream, and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, take care. And by the way, the 4K HDY video stayed in focus whole time. That's pretty cool. Really glad. Alrighty, I will see you guys on the next video.